Welcome to hole number one of this Legends 9-hole cup here on the Southern Pines course with these brand new hole positions. So I really enjoyed my experience playing through most of these new positions. I'm playing this first shot here conservatively, you see, with the extra mile level 6 and just a power 1 ball. Now, when I say conservatively, I'm still bouncing in this tiny little spot. However, I really believe that this puts us in the best position to go for eagle, either conservatively, such as this, or aggressively. You could also play conservatively with a more power ball, but I'm going to show you another shot with a Zerk here, and I think it's going to be what many people are going to choose to do. But clean little bounce there in the middle, rolling it up just between the bunkers is an absolutely acceptable way to play this first shot. 10% max on that adjustment. Now, I do play the second shot here as well at 10%. It could have been maybe a tiny bit more, but it's a good place to start, that's for sure. Now, because of the headwind here, we're playing about 2.5 bars, actually 3.5 bars of top spin and 1 right spin. And you'll see that I got the ball guide a couple of squares through the hole. I kind of stopped. You'll see where we finish right there. That's kind of how it's going to be. That gives me a very, very good look at this shot. Now, I think this is a way that many players could choose. Now, if you have headwind, and I'm a little bit short here, you're going to see we're going to come right up to the max line there. You might want to use like a katana or even a kingmaker ball here. That's going to give you a really good look and the ability to, have a bit more room to work with that adjustment there. Nonetheless, you play this course according to your clubs, your balls, and your skill level, baby. It's going to be a good time, that's for sure. All right, so hole number one, once again, I won't show every hole 2 times, but I feel this is really important for you to see the benefit you get from stepping up to a power 5 ball on this hole. I take a look at it here with the Titan in this kind of decent wind, and yeah, we could max over power. We could absolutely get there with that ball. That's just fine. And even still, if we bring that Zerk, you're going to see I'm getting so much extra distance out of it that it feels really good. And I think that when you get the second shot here in long iron range, it really makes it worth it. So it depends on your account, depends on your inventory. To some people, that's nothing. To many of us, that's something. So, just I want to show you this option here because I think it's really a good look here. So max overpower. And even with the great ball here, there is enough room to work. Make sure you got that red, both of the red rings all the way in the fairway there, and tucked between the bunkers. And as you can see, we get a long, long roll up the fairway here and gets us much closer to the green here. So second shot closer to the green. Playing this, like I said, with a long iron. I do have the backbone in this bag, depending on your account. I find myself to be at a little bit less than mid, but I played this at 10% mid. Now, just like the other shot, you're going to see that I miss ever so slightly to the left of the cup. I think there's a real natural slope to this green, so we should, I think, remember to be favoring the right side of the cup, sort of regardless of the adjustment that you do go with. And yeah, so 10% medium distance here, giving it a couple of bars, 2.5 back, 1 right to try to compensate for that slope. And I maybe could have gone the full 2 right, to straighten out that ball guide just a little bit more. So always something to think about, always ways that we can tweak and evaluate and just try to make things better. If this is helping you get better, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to Erelic Gaming for all this fun Golf Clash content. Hole number 2, and I feel like setting up here with a no-move target. As you can see, I'm not moving my bullseye. Gives me something really nice to work with here. 1 top, 3 right into this kind of bad wind. I picked this example that has this strong cross headwind, just to kind of give us a little bit of an example that even in bad conditions, you can still find yourself in a good outcome. This is very similar to the whole position we had before. They've really just sort of moved it up the green a little bit and maybe a little bit more to the right. So instead of maybe a spin 1 or spin 2 ball, I think the spin 3 ball gives us what we're looking to work with. As you can see here, just missing it ever so slightly. This one is always a bit picky. We're going to have to really play with it in the tournament wins, but it gives us a great chance. Hole number 3, this one's long. Doesn't matter how you look at it. You got to get some distance on this drive. So I'm bringing a power 5 ball and a big topper. And again, I picked a shot here with the worst kind of wind, or very close to the worst kind of wind, to demonstrate that if the wind is tailwind, you're going to have a much nicer time to get this ball up to the green without quite as much effort. 10% max or whatever. Down the middle of this fairway, there's so much room to work with. Max overpower, get as far as you can, just about 400 yards there. Now, I play this shot out to the left. I'm coming at it with a big dog and I kind of considered bouncing over the middle. There's all sorts of kind of options on this hole, but they've moved it to the left-hand side. I give it 3 top, 2 right, and I've got that red ring at the max extension, or half the blue ring, red ring, up and around there, and I'm thinking about getting this thing max overpower, max curl to get it close to the green. The only problem here is where I'm showing you these trees. Ooh, baby, those trees are in play, absolutely. So be very cautious. You're going to need to take practice shots in this tournament, that's for sure. But as you can see, gets this up very, very nicely here. Trickling it out to the fringe-ish. I know you can drop this little short one. I'll see you at number 4. Hole number 4, par 4. Setting this one up just with the power 1 ball. You don't need to, I mean, maybe you want to try and get it down there. But for me and rookie here, not having too strong of winds, I'm just going to give it 1 top and 2 right. If you go too long on this drive, you're actually going to potentially put yourself in between clubs for this type of shot. So depending on the wind, a strong tailwind, you might actually use 0 topspin here. And, you know, if we have a headwind here, you might want to use, say, 2 topspin. Don't go for massive distance if you want to play this type of second shot. So 10% max, got that white ring very close to the rough there on the setup, on the left rough, and just get the ball down in play. A little bit more to the right here could actually make the angle of approach on the second shot slightly better, but I think here when you have a controlled drive, then it gives you a more predictable second shot. Now, second shot, I end up playing this one at 0% medium distance, even though I see -5 there right now. 1 back, 2 left here. And you see I've got that ball guide well through the hole, and the second bounce is on the green. Don't have the second bounce on the fringe. Don't have the second bounce on the rough, because what that can do is pull you down into that bunker, and you're going to have a bad time with the shot. Don't ask me how I know. So then, clean little adjustment here at 0% medium distance. And sometimes you can play this just at 1-to-1. And bada bing, got to hit the perfect. Now, this one here, it's always a little bit finicky, but as you can see, it's going to play very, very similarly. So once again, another not too difficult hole change here, hole position. Hole number 5, and this par 3, I'm playing with the rough bump, as you may well have guessed. And I like the fact that if you decide to play this shot from the right-hand side, they've made it much more accessible. So about 2.5 bars, 2.7 top is what I have in my notes here after close inspection. 1 bar of right spin, and I'm going to favor the inside right of the cup because you're going to see here the green slopes from right to left, and I didn't necessarily take that into consideration as well. And I got the top of the yellow ring touching the top of the rough there, but the ball guide, just a couple little ticks through the hole here. And this one does set up and play rather similarly to how we might be familiar, but I think it's going to actually be more accessible from the right-hand side, which for players that are not as comfortable with the rough bump here, I'd say give it a go, though. This is, if you can pull in a straight line and you understand the wind ring system, this is going to be a great chance. Boy, oh boy, favor the inside right there, and we're going to be sitting pretty. I'll see you at number 6. Hole number 6, this par 5, they've moved the green hole over to the right, and I recommend we're going to play this one to the right. There might definitely be a power hook in play here, but I'd say for most rookie accounts, bring your quarterback or the rock like I've played here, and I bring the power 3 ball, particularly the Kingmaker, because it has that side spin 3, and on the second shot, that's going to really come in handy. So I've got the white ring touching the left rough, setting this one up with 1 top, 2 right, and I adjust here 10% max. Now, I get a little close to the end of the fairway here, okay? We may actually want to play this at 0 topspin, and in a strong tailwind, you may even need to use a half a bar of backspin here. So this is the kind of course where if you play it carefully, it can play quite well, but it can really bite you quickly if you're not careful. Second shot, coming at it here with the big dog, and you see I'm exploring the idea of going right over. With a P5 ball and more backspin, that could actually be a really good option, right? But I'm actually playing this here with a little bit more of a reach, and I'm going to use like 1 to 2 bars of top spin, 3 bars of left spin. Now, I probably should have set this up with the red ring half on the left rough here. You don't need to set it up with the yellow quite so close, okay? I'm giving this a good 3/4 of a ball of left curl, and to me, getting this one to the green consistently, I'm not going to say easily, but without too much trouble, I think this is going to be a great way to play it from the front tee to have a good degree of consistency. All right, so hole number 7, this par 4, the drive is very routine, okay? I play this one with 2 top, 1 right, top of that yellow ring, at the top of the rough with 10% max. Where things get difficult here is on this second shot. The new pin position is absolutely deadly. There's this massive slope in this green that runs you down to the bottom of the green on the left-hand side, and there's basically an unputtable lie. There's a couple spots that you can still make it up the hill, but for the most part, you're going to absolutely be destroyed. So heed my warning. Getting a gentle, basic birdie here is absolutely going to set you apart from so many rookie players. Just remember this putt, okay? Practice this hole. Make sure to give yourself the putt, and you're going to know what I mean. That's why I'm bringing the Saturn, a minimum of 6 bars of backspin, 1 bar of right spin here, and I find that this is enough to slow it down. I've got the second bounce on the fringe, but this is no joke. Believe me, that green looks oh so innocent, but go try it. Test me, see if I'm crazy. I mean, I'm a little crazy, okay, but this one, this is getting spicy now, and I think this is going to be the hole that's going to separate the proverbial men from the boys, the ladies from the girls. This one is something to behold, so take it easy, slow it down. You're better off to leave it on the fringe and just take a safe birdie than to go any further than that. I already pushed the limit there, so good luck. All right, so hole number 8, right-hand side, and this hole is very difficult. It's always been difficult, but I think it's even worse. So the last few holes here with the new hole positions are quite challenging. If you have higher level clubs, it's going to make a difference for sure. I end up changing ball here to Katana just to give myself some more room to work with. I tried going with 3 left here, 1 back. Now, it sets up like a decent line, but they have that small little ridge on the green just below the fringe, and what that does, I think it provides a pretty inconsistent rollout coming in from the right hand side here. So the traditional side where we would often approach, I think the whole point is they're trying to get us to think outside the box and to look at these holes in a completely different way. And that's where I think the left hand side approach, which I'm going to show you next, is going to be something where, you know, it might look pretty risky, but this one is not very consistent. It gets us down here. You're always going to get a birdie as long as you can hit perfect. But let's try something different. All right, so hole number 8, par 3. This one from the left-hand side now. 4 top, 2 right. You're going to see a really sketchy-looking line, but believe me, there's a shot here. You see how I've got that yellow ring very close to the bunker in the front, and the second bounce on the rough near this third bunker. And if you could imagine, there's actually a really nice rollout from here, even into this strong headwind where I played 20% max. Now, in the strong tailwind, we may actually have to change that adjustment, but this is a good place to start. As you can see, bounce, hit the rough, up on the hill here, and watch how beautifully this one just trickles on in, just like coming down a waterfall, because this is a hard hole with low-level clubs, and this gives us a really nice chance. All right, so hole number 9, this is a tough hole, and getting eagle here is basically the golden rookie. Okay, so I'm taking a look with the extra mile, and I want to be able to play this one without too much trouble, but I do need to get a good amount of distance here. So I'm realizing that pushing up here with the Titan and the extra mile, I've actually got so much distance I'd have to take a little bit off of it. But I know that big topper has less distance, so I give it max top, max overpowered. As you can see now, really no worry of getting ourselves into trouble hitting max OP, as you can see, and still going to give ourselves a wonderful rollout down that fairway. Playing this one into headwind, you're almost always going to need to use a power 5 ball to get this one anywhere close. See the trees on the right? The further past them, the better. They can definitely impede your progress to the pin. Second shot, I've got the big dog here. Bring the distance, okay? You're really going to need it. I end up telling myself 4 top, 1 right to put in my note. We do come through this one a little bit hot. I think I played 5 top, 1 right in the video that you're watching right now. So we do our adjustment here, 10% max. Decently small wind, so I make the adjustment. You can see if we left it where it is, we would end up in the rough. So I'm going to push it back up, just about a half a ring or so. And then I need about a half ring more overpower, as you can see, just so that we can clear that rough in a nice, consistent way. I call that adjusting in overpower. As you can see, we hit our target as intended. And we're getting it up close. I'm not going to show you this chip. I know you can make this one, but I am going to show you how to play this a bit more aggressively. All right, so hole number 9. Now, Southern Pines has always been a Power 5 friendly course, okay? Max top, Zerk, and your big topper, basically playing it exactly the way I did in the previous example, but this time we're going to have a lot more reach for the second shot, and that gives us a lot more options with our club choices and our ability to get that ball to the pin with more accuracy. So, guys, I really love making these videos. I love playing Golf Crash with you. I appreciate you being here. And, you know, I just look forward to this tournament so much, like all of them. Check me live. I will be playing pro on my live stream. I'll have those scheduled. They already are scheduled up on my channel. So check them out. And I'd love to see you in the live chat. 420, baby. It's a sign. Second shot. I got the horizon here because I think this is going to give us a really nice ball guide to the pin. My sniper is low level, and it's not going to have the kind of top spin that you're going to need. I'm going to play 6 top, 1 left here, and, you know, 10% max on the adjustment. I've got that kind of invisible ball guide just touching the green. It does roll out pretty fast here, but I like the pin position changes overall. I think the Playdemic's done a really good job. This has been a hard course traditionally. In some circumstances, they've actually made it a bit easier. And of course, hole 7, it's a bit dastardly if you ask me, but I think it's all part of the game. This is a video game. Don't forget it, baby. Oof, we're going to get the booms when it counts. So look forward to this tournament, and you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching.